Alrighty, let's try and name all the NHL Stanley Cup champions in reverse order. Starting off with 2024, Florida Panthers. 2023, the VGK, the Vegas Golden Knights. 2022, Colorado Avalanche. 2021, Tampa Bay Lightning. 2020, Tampa Bay Lightning. 2019, St. Louis Blues. 2018, Washington Capitals. 2017, Pittsburgh Penguins. 2016, Pittsburgh Penguins. 2015, Chicago Blackhawks. 2014, LA Kings. 2013, Chicago Blackhawks. 2012, LA Kings. 2011, Boston Bruins. 2010, Chicago Blackhawks. 2009, Pittsburgh Penguins. 2008, Detroit Red Wings. 2007, Anaheim Ducks. 2006, Carolina Hurricanes. 2005 was the lockout, so it was nobody. 2004, Tampa Bay Lightning. 2003, New Jersey Devils. 2002, Detroit Red Wings. 2001, Colorado Avalanche. 2000, New Jersey Devils. 1999, Dallas Stars. 1998, Detroit Red Wings. 1997, Detroit Red Wings. 1996, Colorado Avalanche. 1995, New Jersey Devils. 1994, New York Rangers. 1993, Montreal Canadiens. 1992, Pittsburgh Penguins. 1991, Pittsburgh Penguins. 1990, Edmonton Oilers. 1989, Calgary Flames. 1988, Edmonton Oilers. 1987, Edmonton Oilers. 1986, Montreal Canadiens. 1985, Edmonton Oilers. 1984, Edmonton Oilers. 1983, New York Islanders. 1982, New York Islanders. 1981, New York Islanders. 1980, New York Islanders. 1979, Montreal Canadiens. 1978, Montreal Canadiens. 1977, is that what we're on? Montreal Canadiens. 1976, Montreal Canadiens. 1975 and 74 were both the Philadelphia Flyers. 1973, Montreal Canadiens. 1972, Boston Bruins. 1971, Montreal Canadiens. 1970, Boston Bruins. 1969, Montreal Canadiens. 1968, Montreal Canadiens. 1967, Toronto Maple Leafs. 1966, Montreal Canadiens. 1965, Montreal Canadiens. 1964, 63, and 62 were all the Toronto Maple Leafs. 1961, Chicago Blackhawks. 1960, 1959, 1958, 1957, and 1956 were all Montreal Canadiens. 1955 and 54 were the Detroit Red Wings. 1953 was the Montreal Canadiens. 1952, Detroit Red Wings. 1951, Toronto Maple Leafs. 1950, Detroit Red Wings. 1949, 48, and 47 were the Toronto Maple Leafs. 1946, Montreal Canadiens. 1945, Toronto Maple Leafs. 1944, Montreal Canadiens. 1943, Detroit Red Wings. 1942, Toronto Maple Leafs. 1941, Boston Bruins. 1940, the New York Rangers. 1939, the Boston Bruins. 1938, Chicago Blackhawks. 1937 and 36 were the Detroit Red Wings. 1935, I believe that's where we're on. Yeah. Montreal Maroons. 1934, Chicago Blackhawks. 1933, the New York Rangers. 1932, the Toronto Maple Leafs. 1931 and 30 were the Montreal Canadiens. 1929, the Boston Bruins. 1928, the New York Rangers. 1927, the Ottawa Senators. 1926, the Montreal Maroons. 1925, the Victoria Cougars. 1924, the Montreal Canadiens. 1923, Ottawa Senators. 1922, the Toronto St. Patricks. 1921 and 1920 were both the Ottawa Senators. 1919 was nobody, it was the flu. 1918, the Toronto Arenas. 1917, the Seattle Metropolitans. 1916, the Montreal Canadiens. 1915, the Vancouver Millionaires. So now we get into the Challenge Cup, a little bit of a different format, but I'll try my best with these ones. You could challenge for it like a UFC title type of thing. 1914, the Toronto Blue Shirts.
What?
1913 and 1912, the Quebec Bulldogs. 1911, the Ottawa Senators. Now, this is where the Challenge Cup comes in because there were two teams that held the cup in 1910. It was the Ottawa Senators and the Montreal Wanderers. 1909, the Ottawa Senators. 1908, the Montreal Wanderers. 1907, another Challenge Cup, kind of weird year, two teams, the Montreal Wanderers and the Kenora Thistles. 1906, the Montreal Wanderers and the Ottawa Silver Seven. 1905, the Ottawa Silver Seven. 1904, the Ottawa Silver Seven. 1903, Ottawa Silver Seven and Montreal AAA. 1902, Montreal AAA, Winnipeg Victorious. 1901, the Winnipeg Victorious. 1900, the Montreal Shamrocks. 1899, the Montreal Shamrocks and the Montreal Victorious. 1898, the Montreal Victorious. 1897, the Montreal Victorious. 1896, the Montreal Victorious and the Winnipeg Victorious. 1895, the Montreal Victorious. 1894, Montreal AAA, and to end it off, 1893, Montreal AAA.
Holy fuck.
Oh my god.
How do you remember
The fucking Toronto Blue Shirts.
Who are the Bulldogs? And then the
Montreal
Victorias, the
AAA.
double
That's
name.
terrible. That's not even a pro team. That's like junior
I
hockey.
got one final message. Vegas Golden Knights fans, no hockey.